right, fam? Let's do it again, shall we? It's your boy Chatsky. I'm putting up videos all the time. So much, it hurts. Not really. I'm enjoying it, enjoying every bit of it. Those of you who have been supporting the channel just for over 2 months now, we're well over 9,000 subscribers. We're hitting 10 soon. Let's go. Let's get there. Doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. Costs you nothing. Just go hit the subscribe button and help us out in everything that we're doing. Also, if you enjoy the video, throw a like on here. And today we're talking Arthur, okay? So all these discussions get brought up in my Discord. And speaking of which, you can join my Discord by clicking the link in the description. A lot of these conversations come into play. And now that we've gotten our boy Arthur, our guy right here, now that we've gotten him in this game, and we've used him, and I've used him a ton. I'm leading the KVK in my alt that I'm playing in and kill points. I'm leading the whole KVK, and I'm running him like crazy as a secondary. I'm running him like crazy with the artifact. I've done the testing. I know what he does, and I'm telling you, he's awesome. And I'm going to give you the ultimate guide here. We're going to go through all the things Arthur, and I'm going to give you a special secret about Arthur that's going to blow the minds of free-to-plays and brand new players in the games. So just stay tuned for that, because there's a silent trial that you might want to use. We'll get into that in a few. So before we do anything, let's review his skills. We all know this. We've done this a few times now in some of these videos. Okay, he's two different commanders in one. As a main commander or a primary commander, he's a combo commander. Okay, this comes into effect quite a bit, especially when it comes to proccing different attributes of skills. When you see that 10% chance to do X, or 10% chance to do Y, or 30% chance to do X or Y on any armament, any gear, any skills, any other pairings you put him with, that's the benefit for him as a combo commander. He's also a secondary commander that does a massive amount of damage. 2,800 damage factor to 3 targets. That is huge. It is by far the largest of any commander that does a 3-target AoE. He does it, and it's crazy good. So you got two different skills here. In all reality, they both do the same things, because the combo is broken up into 2 combo attacks, and it's an instant deal. It's not 2 combo attacks over 2 seconds. It's instantly in the same second. You hit 3 targets at 1,400 apiece. Times 2 is 18 or 2,800 times 3 enemies, and that's how you get that. Same thing here, except it's just a one shot and big red numbers that you'll see on 3 targets. So we're going to break that down and talk to him about primary and secondary. His second skill is fantastic. It's great. He's got great march speed. He's super fast. Okay, if commander's troops are attacking field troops, their cavalry units gain 30% attack and 20% health. That means he cannot be a rally. He cannot be a rally. You can't put him in a rally at all. You lose these 50% of stats. You can't do that. So he is strictly a field commander. Okay. You go to his third skill. If this commander is serving as a primary, okay, this is the combo set. Primary commander, their troops gain the Scabbard of the Lake effect, granting 10% bonus to combo damage. Great. Okay, so that's like a skill damage bonus for your combo damage on your active skill. Okay, so that's how you have to look at that. It's pretty simple stuff. If this is commander serving as a secondary commander, their troops gain the Scabbard of the Stone effect, granting it a 10% bonus to skill damage. Great. Okay, same thing, because he's a skill damage commander as a secondary. If the troop is attacking a field troop, these damage bonuses are multiplied by 3. Oh, okay. Shot in the arm. Let's go. Get a little steroid shot in that 10%, turns it into 30%, and we're cooking. Okay, so you got some skill damage bonuses there, and he's also a little bit of an amplifier if he's a secondary commander to a skill damage commander. Okay, and so as we get into this a little bit, if the commander's troops is attacking a field troop on the 4th, this is the 4th skill now. Whenever it launches a combo attack or deals direct damage, it has a 30% chance to reduce the target's rage by 100 every second for the next 2 seconds. That's big time. I saw that thing working like crazy. Okay, whenever it uses an active skill, it gains a 30% march speed for 3 seconds. That is great. That's to get out of trouble. That's a hit and run technique. When you're fighting back and forth in a murder ball and he fires off, you got 30% march speed. You can get out of there. You can get out of there and then go hit something else and try not to get targeted. Okay, so that's great in a murder ball. All right, and so the Mob Darrigan. Okay, this is crazy. This is what works. This is what makes him busted good. If this commander is summoning as a primary commander, their troop gains the Light of the Lake effect. Whenever their troop launches a basic attack, it has a 50% chance to launch one extra combo attack. This effect can trigger multiple times per second. Each time it triggers in a single second, its chance to trigger is reduced by 50% of the previous chance. I've run this, guys, and I'm going to show you in some reports how this will fire off 2, 3, 4, 5 times. It's absolutely crazy. But it does have a cooldown of 10 seconds, okay? That's the only thing bad about that particular skill in that facet of the skill when it comes to the combo. Okay, now as a secondary commander, if he's going to be a secondary commander and be doing skill damage, this is broken. This is absolutely broken. Whenever their troop deals direct damage, it has a 25% chance to deal additional damage for the next second to all targets of the direct damage. Damage factor is 50% of the direct damage of the original direct damage factor. That goes for whoever he's with as a primary. You know, if Huo's running primary and Huo does big damage, he's got a 25% of chance to affect another additional damage that's half of that primary damage, okay? So the beauty with this, you see this here on the cooldown, you do not see the cooldown here. And that's what's crazy about this skill and his expertise. Is that as a secondary commander, he fires that thing off all the freaking time. And it's just damage and gobs of damage and damage and damage, times damage to damage squared. That's how much freaking damage this guy does. And so if we look at him overall, crazy busted kit, it's absolutely nuts. Now, as a primary commander, okay, let's talk about his skills for a second. I have to use this as a primary commander. Okay, I want him firing off as quick as possible. Plus, I'm going to show you a secret with Undying Fury that is really, really beneficial. I'm also going to show you a secret. Where is it? Is it over here? Where's my rage? Let's see. Chance gain damage. Okay, and I'm going to show you no quarter. This is another one I'm going to show you a secret to with his combo attacks. It's going to kind of blow your mind a little bit. I like this in the cavalry tree. I like this for just about any skill damage cavalry commander I have. I love to get him Blazing Shield. 12% less skill damage is kind of meta. I mean, it's just you can't get much better than that. And then again, Undying Fury. You run this here because the halberd definitely wants to wreck archers. And you know me and how much I love archers, how much I love hitting archers. That's what I like to do. Then down here in the combo tree, I skip this guy. I don't jack with it. Impenetrable. This commander troop takes 1 less damage when it is under 50% units remaining. I don't even care about that. I'm not worried about that. I'm gonna put the talent points over here and get Undying Fury instead. However, I'm going to grab all this stuff. Dragon Saber. Colossus is great. 3% more combo attack damage of all types. That's awesome. Force of Nature. And then No Quarter. Great for Rage. I love to generate Rage. Rage. Can't get enough of it, okay? Then A Good Day to Die. This commander's troops deal 6% more combo attack damage of all types, but also takes 3% more damage, okay? And that's one that you can decide if you want to skip or not. I like it. I'm going to use it. And then Walk in the Park. This commander troop takes 1.5% less normal damage of all types. Great. And then Blizzard of Blows. Whenever this commander's troop launches any type of basic attack, it has a 10% chance to reduce the target's troop's health by 1.5%. This is great. It can stack up to 5 times. And I'll show you in reports how this ramps up the stacks and really puts a 7.5% debuff of health on the target. And then this one here, Iron and Steel. I wish this was more damage, okay? But when you launch a combo attack or a range combo attack, but this is more for just combo attack, it has a 10% chance to launch an extra combo attack that's going to do a damage factor of 250. Okay, cooldown's 10 seconds. It's kind of underwhelming. But some of these other things in here are really, really freaking good. So there's his talents. That's what I would run him if he's running primary on his talents. Okay, so once we get into the talents and everything, so now we're going to talk about the pairings. And this has got to be very, very important for people to understand. You have to find the right pairing for him if he's going to be a primary commander. If you're going to go with the combo stuff, we don't have another combo commander to put him with. Subutai has not come in the game yet. And even when he does, all of his skills, just about all of them, are directed at rallying, not in the field. And that's why it's very, very important that you got to try to figure out how is this guy run his primary. Well, the bridge gap that you have is that you can literally run him as a secondary, and that's where we're seeing the majority of people run him. But there's certain things you can do up here with even with the commanders we have that we'll talk about. here in a second. But first and foremost, let's talk about him as a secondary commander. That's the most popular thing you're going to see. Okay, so we're going to put up this little graphic here, and everybody take a nice little photo of that. Here is your setup of him as a secondary commander for cavalry, okay? Huo and Joan are the two best to run. I've run all three. I've run all three of these, okay? Now, I did put out a video with Nevsky because Nevsky's very viable with Arthur. He's very viable. I mean, like, he's really, really good. Let me show you why. Nevsky is getting old. He doesn't do near as much damage compared to everybody else that he used to, okay? But he does do one thing that's great. He ramps up the skill damage, like ramps it up. And so ramping that skill damage up to 60% for Arthur is out of control. So Nevsky is viable. We know this. We know how that works. And so Nevsky is going to be in that A tier, but the results I'm getting, Joan Arthur, amazing. Super fast march, by the way. Super fast. And running up the rage with Joan's Rejuvenate and the support tree is great. Huo Arthur's been amazing. It's been absolutely cracked. Okay, arguably the best march in the game. And so when you see this, just know all three of them do really, really well. All three of them. Okay, Huo Arthur, Joan Arthur, and Nevsky Archer. That's the order I would put him in. Huo, I would probably edge out just a little bit, but it's really, you're splitting hairs here when it comes to whether or not he's better than Joan. And then Nevsky, I'd put tucking right behind them. And then I put Philip Arthur here because you never know. If you don't have crit gear and you want to put that gear on Philip, or if you're running leadership gear on Philip and you want to put Arthur behind him, that can work. Philip is great because Philip buffs all damage. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if he's with a smite commander, a skill damage commander, or a combo commander. He's going to buff that stuff. So there it is. That's kind of your setup for running him secondary with calves. Now for this one, we're going to say artifact KVK. Okay, if you're in an artifact KVK, this is how you have to look at it. All right, when you're in an artifact KVK, this is what you're looking at for the pairings that I found, because I used him with everybody. Okay, and the best of the best of the best that I saw is Herman with Arthur. It is insane what these two do together. You know, Herman ratchets up Arthur's side of things, and it becomes a great, great deal when it comes to the poison stacks and all the different things for Arthur to go give extra benefits and extra procs, or the additional damage proc, I should say, when it comes to Herman. All right, Ragnar with Arthur was off the charts, just off the charts. It's crazy. So any massive skill damage commander that does a lot of other things that are overpowered, those are the two best combos so far I've found. All right, there could be more. Ash with Arthur could be another one. I didn't try that, but a lot of people like that. But there's other ones that you can see on the A tier. If you are going to use a cavalry artifact, go put that on Luce, run Arthur primary, and look out. You finally got a little bit of a combo effect from Luce, and it's wild. I will show you how wild it is in some of the reports that I've got, okay? I've also got Arthur behind Zuge, just straight skill damage everywhere, doing all the things that Arthur does, and that is what's great. Plus Arthur's expertise, all 5 targets you hit in the murder ball from Zuge, to grab that expertise, to go do that damage and ramp those red numbers up again from Arthur's expertise is phenomenal. Okay, CPO Arthur was really good. I didn't find it quite as good as the Ragnar Arthur, but it's still really, really good. And then Philip Arthur in any kind of artifact KVK. Like, for instance, if you have archer gear, or if you have infantry gear, like me, I've got infantry gear critted for leadership, so I can put that on Philip, and then I can pull Arthur over in an artifact to be an infantry commander. I know it sounds weird, but it works really, really well. And so those are some of the other things that you can do. And so when you go to the next one, okay, the next one gets a little bit tricky. This is him as a primary commander. And so when he is a primary commander, let's go ahead and put this up here. We'll take a look at here, come down here. These are basically the 3 options you got, okay? You really don't have any other ones. You can basically run Arthur with Philip. Let me tell you why this works. This is bad to the bone, y'all. This is crazy because Philip does the extra proc of the skill damage. So it's like combo stuff going on all over the place. Okay. The benefit, I can't stress this enough. The benefit of the combo damage that Arthur does on his active skill and the combo damage he does on his expertise is that he helps proc other things. That's what it is. I mean, it's not like just crazy damage done to the target. It's not only good damage done to the target, but it's also all these different procs that fire off. And I'm going to show you a few reports that talk about that. It's absolutely nuts. Okay. And then also you can run Attila behind him. This is very, very good. It's a very well-rounded march. It's prickly as hell. And with Arthur's rage generation, you can bridge Attila's fourth skill. That's the main thing about this. Let's go into it real quick and take a look at it. I'm going to show you. So Attila's got the massive skill. This is great for smite commanders. This is why artifact KVKs are a lot of fun to run him with Luce, run him with Scipio Milianus when you're doing a rally, run him with Gorgo when you're in a garrison. And he ramps up the normal damage. Well, normal damage also enhances combo damage. Okay, so you got to get that to bridge. And what I say by bridge is that if you put him secondary and you have Arthur primary, you got 4 seconds to fire off Arthur. If you can get him to fire off in that 4 seconds, then you're adding that 30% normal damage to Arthur's active skill right here. And so you can get it to bridge. There's no problems because of all the talents. You got this stuff going on down here with no quarter. You got this stuff going on here, Undying Fury. You put a horn on it, you put drums on it, and you roll and you go fast. And then you get that stuff to work really, really well. So there are some great synergies there with Attila. Plus it's super prickly and trying to hit that thing is going to be really, really good. It's going to trade well. The last thing I'll say is that people, and you William lovers, I swear, you've talked me into it. I'm putting William right here. Now here's why, okay? William's getting just kind of an honorable mention. And let me kind of help explain to people that are looking at that like, wait a minute, why would you put William there? Well, technically in a murder ball fight, William has a chance to really do some crazy stuff with his third skill. This is as close to an Alex proc as you can find. Okay, whenever you're surrounding troops, all right, you got a 10% chance to deal extra direct damage of a damage factor of 1,000. Now, if you're surrounding the troops, you get that no matter what. Surrounding or not, you get that no matter what. The target, if the target is surrounded, it takes even more damage. Damage factor equals the number of surrounded troops times 100 up to 5. So you can do 1,500 damage factor instant proc. Okay, and there's only a 5-second cooldown. Well, with all the combo stuff going on with Arthur, it's high uptime for this. You can get red numbers to fire off pretty quick. Okay, and then of course, you've got other ways to proc different stuff with him, and you've got the bloodline stuff to where if you're able to hit with your skill damage, I'm just putting him out there just so William lovers don't kill me. But it's also fun to think about. You could also run William with Arthur. So those are your best primary pairings when he is primary. Okay, now I'm going to go back real quick because I got to show somebody just to kind of give some extra credit to. You can kind of put Khan here. You can kind of put XY here or even here and here. We ran Khan and XY in testing. And because Arthur is a hard carry, which basically means he's going to carry anything he's paired with, that is really, really good for Khan and XY. Both of them fire off super fast. I guarantee you're already seeing XY Arthurs in the field. I guarantee you. And it's not bad. It's really not that bad. So that's kind of an honorable mention when it comes to the best secondary pairings. Let me go ahead and put that back up there so everybody can take a nice little photo of it, and we will do it that way. There you go. Best secondary pairings. Okay? So now we need to move to the, let's see here. Let's pull this off, look up here, and now we're going to talk about some of the combo aspects as a primary, okay? And this is where it gets wild. All right? Let me just help everybody understand when he is primary. There's a thing called the Delta Formation. Okay, people are already starting to invest in this. Now, it's not ideal for everybody to right now. You just don't have that many combo commanders. Infantry, there's none. Well, you got Luce, but he's just a small combo effect. You have no archers. You have no siege tower garrisons or no engineering. And he's the only one of the cavalry that has combo damage. So this is probably premature. But I'm a rally with the the cavalry. I'm one of the best rallies in the game. And with that being said, I've already started to work on this because Subutai that's coming next month is going to be crazy good in the rally. He needs all of these things. But there's something in here that's really, really interesting, and that's called the butterfly effect. This thing right here is crazy. Combo attacks launched by their troop are 20% more likely to trigger effects triggered by it launching basic attacks. Well, he's got two different ways he launches combo attacks. He's going to do it automatically on his active skill, and then he's going to do it as a proc on his expertise. So keep this in mind, and I'll tell you what it does, okay? Because if you come over here, this is a little secret to everybody. If you come over here and look at some things, I'm going to show you something that's going to blow your mind, okay? I fought with Cortex, just testing some things out. We fought Arthur on Arthur. He had a ring, and I ended up winning, by the way, but he did more sevs than I did, barely. I ended up winning. He had a ring, and I had a silent trial. So if you go into the battle log here, you will see something a little bit crazy when you have a silent trial, okay? Here is my active skill. And you can see I did 5,700 damage on him. But if you scroll down here, I ended up doing 3 combo damage effects. I took 39 rage off of him. Okay, and Undying Fury, we know that from the talent tree. I gained an additional 27 rage. And if you come down to, let me see, if you come all the way down here to the bottom, no quarter from the talent tree, I gain an extra 30 rage. So he can generate the rage like crazy when it comes to the combo tree and when it comes to generating rage. But look at this, silent trial. This goes off every second you're in combat. If you do a combo attack, however many combo attacks you do, you peel off the rage off of Cortex. I ran silent trial, he ran the horn, and I beat him, guys. That's how crazy this is. I need to do a whole nother video on this by itself because the silent trial on Arthur is kind of broke for free-to-plays, younger players in the game that don't have a whole bunch of accessories. You can put the silent trial on this dude, and he's going to do crazy work. Look at this. I want you to just see something. Don't just ignore that, but I want you to see something. I think it was turn 37. Let's see here. Look at this. This is just off. This isn't a skill damage. This is just off of his regular active skill. And then I had Luce behind him. Remember I said Luce with a artifact would be really good with him. I am peeling off 65 rage from the silent trial. Look how much rage I'm generating with these combo attacks. Look at that. That's 45 rage. Look how much more rage I'm generating. That's an extra 60 rage. I'm generating 105 rage from bits and pieces of my talent tree just from combo. That's why this dude is crazy. And then the very next turn, look. The very next turn, rip. There's another, 52 rage that I take with using silent trial. And then you get a four-piece combo, and I'm going to generate rage there. And then where's it at the bottom? There it is. No quarter. 45 rage. It's crazy how much rage this guy can actually do and what those effects do. So silent trial was just crazy. It was wild to use that. Okay, let me come over here to this one because I'm going to try to find something in this one that I think is kind of out of control. Right off the rip, the very first hit, you can see these numbers here. That means I did a combo damage. Okay, I procced a combo damage. Look at that. I got a 3 combo damage right off the rip. And look at this, Horn of Fury procs at the same time, and no quarter procs at the same time. How crazy is that? It's so wild to kind of view how this stuff works. You come down here, I got a 3 proc damage. Look at this, Horn of Fury. Horn of Fury! This isn't a critted horn or anything. I'm just getting 50 rage. Well, guess what? It happened to fire off when I'm doing the combo damage. And when I am, look how much rage I gained. 150 rage here. 27 rage there, another 30 rage there. That's literally over 200 rage from my Horn of Fury. And so you're going to rage cap if you run Horn of Fury, which is okay. It's totally okay. But just seeing these combo, you can see another one here. Seeing these, look at this, Silent Trial. That's 5 procs, y'all. 5 procs. That's 65 rage you're taking off the enemy. Cortex was losing his mind. He was like, what the hell is going on here? My rage bar has stopped. It's not going anywhere. It's almost like a silence. It's crazy what this is able to do. So just keep that in mind, because we'll do more information and we will present it to you when it comes to Silent Trial and how important that can be for Arthur and how it can be a low budget, really, really good accessory for Arthur. Okay. Same thing here, just generating a ton of rage. Okay. And so there's so much stuff that he does. It is absolutely wild. Okay. And so on the armor, we talked about it. Anytime you're running him secondary, just stick to the high damage stuff from the wedge. It's going to let him unleash as a secondary commander. If you run him primary, you got to start working on your delta. And the most important thing you can work on is the butterfly effect. This gives you more likelihoods to trigger those combo damages that we saw that trigger other things. It's like a chain reaction that goes off. That's what combo's for. And that's what it's supposed to be for. Well done, and GG to the developers for creating a commander like this that's got so many different things that can be affected by this, that it is absolutely wild. So Butterfly is great. I also like Thrasher. Thrasher's a good one as well. The 3.5% boost to combo is great. But then here's a stacking. If you do combo attacks, it gains 1.5% bonus to combo attack damage dealt for 10 seconds, can stack up to 5 times. Well, you saw in one turn there were 5 combos. Boom, stacked. 7.5% is what that's going to cap at. 7.5% bonus to combo for 10 seconds. And then you got the same thing, I think, down here, right? With Steel Skin, except you're doing damage mitigation. Boom, combo launches, you get this. And it's awesome. And you can stack up to 5 times. No cooldown. That's what's great about these. So the Delta formation is going to be good. Now, here's the best part about Arthur as we close this thing out. He doesn't even have a partner yet. Wait till he gets a combo damage dealer as a field commander to go with him. It's going to get absolutely wild. So not only is he like S++, like God tier right now, he's going to stay God tier for a while, because whatever combo commander they give us in the future that's going to go in field with him, he's just going to generate crazy amounts of damage, and it's going to be a wild, wild march. So there is your ultimate guide on Arthur, how to use him, who to use him with, what works good with him, what doesn't. You can play around with some of the effects. I didn't even go through some of the equipment stuff. You got to remember, guys, this stuff here, Shattered Strike, 10% chance, well, that's increased by Butterfly Effect. It's also increased by the chances by the combo attacks. Same thing with everything that you see here that's got a proc. Wily, same thing. Vengeful Strike, same thing. And then lastly, Furious Strike, same thing. It's crazy how this thing can fire off and go off. And then, of course, the accessories, if you want one of those, Divine Might, let's go. And so that's your guy. That's what makes him so good. It is the Age of Arthur and Rise of Kingdoms. For more information, you can always go to my Discord. You can ask me questions. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. If you got any other ideas, if you got any questions, I'm always very active with that. And until next time, we'll see you later, broskies.